What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we are entering a stretch of time where it's probably going to be the most boring in terms of the NBA. I mean, July, August, they're usually not much to talk about. Now, I do believe we have the Olympics this time around, so that should be quite interesting. But ultimately, outside of that, it's very, very quiet for the NBA now. So with that being said, it's time to give some awards to some Summer League players. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. We are going to give some awards out to these players and just see, I guess, who really stood out in certain situations. That's what I want to bring to your guys' attention. That's what I want this video to be about. And of course, once we get to that quiet stage in the NBA, we're going to have to talk about a couple of things. Maybe specific players, whatever the case may be. Before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and who would you give these awards to. Now, again, I have to give fair warning. I wasn't able to watch every single Summer League game. I think I watched full game-wise 3 out of the 5. And 2 out of the 5, I only saw bits and pieces of it. I have to be honest. Again, with full-time employment, it is very difficult to watch these games. The Bulls play when I'm working. It's not much time to kind of make these videos when I'm off of work. So it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. It's something I'm going to have to learn to adjust as we head into the regular season because I want to watch as many games as possible. Because at the end of the day, this is still a passion and this is still what I want to do. And it's as simple as it gets, if you know what I mean. But enough about that. Let's not talk about some downer things. Let's give some awards out, ladies and gentlemen. But speaking of downer things, we're going to actually give a negative award for the Bulls first. And it's the must improve. You guys know I love a good must improve award. I can't help it. I love to critique just as much as I love to analyze and bring positivity. And the must improve is an award where I look at certain aspects of this team and I give my improvements. I give the people or person that I want to see improve heading into future summer leagues, heading into future games, and whatever the case may be. But my must improve isn't actually a player. Now, prior to contrary belief, because this wasn't a great summer league, there are a couple of players I was very impressed with. I don't think there was some obviously there was some with disappointing performances and inconsistency, but the one thing that I really thought stood out in terms of the must improve category was actually our coaching staff, our head coach. I think it's Billy Donovan's son. That was the coach at the time. But the coaching staff in general, I don't want to specify just one person, because I believe in the Summer League, it's a lot more than just one person. Even in the NBA, it's a lot more than just one person. But I just thought there were certain things I very much disagreed with, like Adama Sanogo starting off the bench in the first game, Bazelis midway through the Summer League starting off the bench, and the reasons why that happened as well. Apparently, it was just for switching up the lineup. Like, what? That's not good enough. It's the Summer League, man. Like, and he started the game after. That's just, again, that's nonsense. I didn't like that response. I didn't like that answer, and that's a big critique from me. But also, I don't necessarily like how he managed games, and most of that will go to the players, sure, but I do think a fair bit of that will go to the coaching staff. The fact that we let teams kind of get back into it in the fourth quarter of the majority of the games and stuff of that nature. I think the poor decision making in terms of rotation, the poor decision making in terms of timeouts and stuff of that nature, I think all plays a big factor. So that's where my must improve is going to go. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my goodness, Billy Donovan's son needs to leave the Chicago Bulls or anything like that. It's Summer League. I'm definitely not going to read too much into this. And to be honest, you give me a couple of weeks, I'll probably forget everything about the head coach and the coaching staff of the Summer League. I think this is how it naturally goes. But since it's still fresh in the mind, that's kind of where my direction is heading towards. Now, I want to go into someone... I want to go into the next award, let's say, and it's the most surprising player of the Summer League for the Chicago Bulls. And this could go in many ways. It could go to, obviously, our rookie, Mateusz Bazelis, who surprised a lot of people, in my opinion, with the way that he played. It could go to a guy like Adama Sanogo, surprised about how consistent he was, stuff of that nature. It could go to a couple of the defensive guys. It could go to a couple of other guys, whatever the case may be. I'm going to give the most surprising player award to DJ Stewart. My apologies. Wow, I'm fumbling all over the place. But he is going to be my most surprising player, and I think the Bulls would probably agree with that. Hence, they gave him a two-way contract to roster spot for this Bulls team. And I think it's the right decision to kind of let him fight for his spot with this Bulls team, give him the opportunity, because I thought, again, I think he led this team in points throughout the Summer League. He had the best game by far in terms of the Summer League, all of them, 37 points and a game winner in overtime. I thought that was quite impressive, if I do say so myself. I think he was the most surprising, because let's be honest, maybe if you're a diehard looking at all these prospects and looking at all these players that not many people get the opportunity to see, you probably wouldn't have known who DJ Stewart was prior to this. I'll be honest, I didn't know who DJ Stewart was prior to this. I really didn't. I can't lie to you and say, yeah, I knew all about him. I've been studying him since I was, since last year or 2 years ago. I can't say those things. I didn't know much about him, but we all got to learn very quickly what he's all about. I thought he was very impressive defensively. Too many times he was pickpocketing everybody, reading the pick and roll really, really well. Again, good from the three-point line. Wasn't just catch and shoots. I don't think anyone can complain with the type of performances we saw from him. So he is my most surprising player. Now I want to go to the most disappointing player, the complete opposites. And I do have someone in mind. I do feel like this could go to a couple of people as well, but I'm going to pick Henry Drell. I don't think Henry Drell had a good Summer League this time around. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe there was 1 or 2 games that I may have missed that he was absolutely phenomenal and shined in. But for the most part, I thought he was quite disappointing. He's disappointing enough that many people actually want him removed from our two-way contract situations. I'm not going to go that far. I think he could prove it in preseason, and I think he's a confident guy. So things can turn around very quickly for Henry Drell. So I'm not going to rule out anything at this point in time. But we can't lie. I feel like he disappointed in the Summer League. I don't think he got many of the shots that he wanted to get. I think he was guarded very, very well. Very inefficient this time around. And it's as simple as that. So he's my most disappointing player. We move over to the next one, and I'm going to go with the best defender in terms of I guess the Summer League. And this could go to a couple of people as well. In fact, one of the positives I think about this Summer League was our defensive work. I think in almost every game, our defense shined when it comes to the Summer League. I think our offense was our biggest problem. Defensively, I thought we were quite solid. And this could go to a couple of guys. I mentioned DJ Stewart. I think he was a very good defender for the Bulls. Adama Sanogo, consistency, was really, really solid on the defensive end in terms of the dirty work and the rebounding. Obviously, Mateusz Buzelis, he got a bunch of steals and a bunch of blocks. And I'm actually going to give the best defensive award to him. I'm going to give it to Mateusz Buzelis, ladies and gentlemen. I think the steals and the blocks speak for itself throughout the games, and ultimately at the frame that he's in, I think he was able to stop multiple people at multiple different possessions. I really enjoyed what he was able to do. I enjoyed the variety of his defensive game, and that is why I'm giving him the best defender award. But speaking of the best Summer League player, this is quite interesting as well. I think I'm going to give it to Adama Sanogo. I think he was the best player overall. And like I said, I think consistency speaks for itself. I think consistency is key. I mean, pretty much every game he got 16, 17 points, almost a double-double, was good defensively, was good offensively, was able to finish around the rim. There's not many games where you could find consistency with young players. Buzelis wasn't consistent, DJ Stewart wasn't consistent, a whole bunch of other guys, even Julian Phillips, we haven't mentioned him yet, he was not consistent in this Summer League. But the one person that was always there and always producing was Adama Sanogo. So I think he is someone that, of course, we should be giving, in my opinion, the best Summer League player to for the Bulls. The most exciting Summer League player, because this was supposed to be earlier, but I actually went past it. I'm going to give it to Mateusz Buzelis. He had quite a bit of highlight plays, posterizing, dunks, slamming it all over the place. Good defensive stops as well. Really good ball handling. And of course, he had some really good tough shots that he was able to make as well. I thought he was the most exciting. And the last award I'm going to give is one to watch for the future. And I think this one is pretty easy as well. I'm going to give it to Mateusz Buzelis again. Again, he was we had the 11th overall pick for the Bulls. And For a lot of people, he was expected to go within the top 5. I think there was a lot to like about him. I think he's confident, and I think if he can work on his shot, he's definitely going to be one to watch for the future. So those are the awards I have given. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.